here at Pace Studios in New York. My name is Becca Beveraji, and we're here with Natasha Leggero and Riki Lindhome, the stars, creators, producers, writers of Another Period on Comedy Central. How are you guys?
We're good.
Good. How are you?
Good. I'm feeling very comfy on this couch.
I know. We're trying to get
I'm
comfortable.
trying not
It's
to do
very.
this.
I'm already doing it, and I'm a 12-year-old.
Is this where you usually conduct your interviews?
This is
Okay.
This is where we normally do
you're
it.
used to
so
it.
I'm trying to get used to it. Yeah. So the second season just premiered last month. That's super exciting. How are you guys feeling about the whole thing?
I feel really happy with it. I think it sort of took the first season and like turned it up. It's like dirtier, it's darker, it's like more relentless, I think, than the first season. So if you liked that about the first season, then you'll like the second season even more.
Definitely. You play Lillian Bellacourt and you play Beatrice Bellacourt, who are sisters. And you have compared your show to the Kardashians meets Downton Abbey.
Yes.
Do you guys watch any of those shows?
Well, Riki loves the Kardashians, so I can't watch it for more than 3 minutes at a time. Like, I can handle a clip, but like I can't watch the series. But she's watched.
I bring her the best of.
And
I'd be like, look, Chloe's decorating someone's hospital room, or that's her charity.
Chloe decorates hospital rooms.
Yeah. But I'm like,
amazing.
yeah, but I'm just like, well, what do we do with this? Or like, I just bring her something as like a base, and then.
But you believe that the Kardashians are feminists?
Yes.
Like, it's not a bad argument because, the only, look at the men, like Rob, like he didn't, I think he might have a failed sock line. But the girls are like, they're killing it.
Can't argue with it.
I like them a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I really like your characters on Another Period, because you own it. You own whatever you choose to do.
We're terrible people.
It's amazing.
I can't tell who's the
love
worst
that.
person on the show.
I know, we compete sometimes. Like, sometimes I think it's my character. Because she has no conscience.
And also you're stupid, but not innocent. Like, you're also sort of like a psycho killer.
Yeah. But I'm
Whereas,
so
like,
dumb
I'm
that it
just-
wouldn't even occur to me that I was doing something wrong.
Right. Whereas I'm just like completely self-involved,
What made you both decide to collaborate on this project?
We went to Africa together, and we shot some comedy videos about malaria. See?
Casual.
Yeah.
They weren't that funny. And
They weren't.
well, it was very
it's a
hard
hard subject.
because we were in Africa.
Yeah.
We were in Senegal, and then we
Gotcha.
flew like 2 hours inland to these villages, and
Yeah.
it was very dark and depressing and heavy.
Yeah.
But we tried to make light of it, and
Yeah.
as much as we could. But that's where we sort of bonded, and we liked being on camera together, and we thought it was a good balance. So then we decided to start thinking of an idea that we could come up with,
That's amazing.
that we could like be in charge of.
Right.
Because
And
we
4 short years later. Here
and
are.
we really wanted to play, flawed characters are the most fun. So that's kind of, we've always kind of played. You kind of leaned more towards like the murderer psycho
Yeah.
types, and I would always play like the drunk sluts, and so pantsless hookers.
Right.
And so I think we were able to figure out how to write some new characters for ourselves that could still be bad, but maybe in a new way.
Now I play a
Definitely.
dumb murderous type.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Whatever you guys have fun with. How do you guys find? You guys are so busy.
And also we get to wear
guys-
crowns and beautiful dresses.
Yes, definitely.
One time this crew guy was like, wait, are you guys just doing this? You can be dressed up like this? And I
We're
was
like-
like,
Kind of, yeah. Sometimes Lillian wears 2 crowns, which I love. She'll have one on like each bun.
Own it.
Yeah.
double
I love
crown.
it. I love it. You guys do so much. How do you find time to write?
I mean, basically we just block off the time. Like if we have 3 months to write, like that's all we do.
That's amazing.
We go in the morning and we're there until the night, and we just do it. Like it's work,
And we have, a writing staff, and we have writing time allotted. We have 10 weeks to write. So it's like we're not doing anything else in those 10 weeks.
Gotcha.
But for inspiration, we were both reading this book on Alice Roosevelt, who was kind of ignored in history, but she was basically the first celebrity, and Eleanor kind of beat her out with her good deeds. But Alice was like very into being famous and around this time period, and we both have gone to Newport, and we like to like tour the houses and get just get inspiration, read anything from 1902.
There's so much actual history that's hilarious that you can just take.
Definitely.
And like little like bits we'll be reading, like we read this thing that Teddy Roosevelt didn't have a vice president. So we're like, oh, what if it's our brother? So it's just like you just read history and then we can fill in the gaps.
Yeah, and sometimes, like with Harriet Tubman being a branding expert, that was just like us, Harriet Tubman, we were like, what if, she really beat out other people for her ownership of the Underground Railroad. So some of it's like our imagination, what could have happened, because...
Well, we were talking about how it is kind of strange how just kind of like one person in history gets like allotted with each sort of movement when it's hundreds of thousands of people, and you're like, how did that happen? Like, was that just everyone wanted them as the leader, or were they good at getting in front of it? And so it's an interesting question.
I wanted to ask you a question because I studied at Stella Adler.
Oh, you did?
As well, yes. And I was wondering what your experience there, how your experience there has influenced your career now, or just where you've ended up.
Stella Adler taught me how to be a working actor in the 1700s. So it was like, to the back of the auditorium, Natasha, and we had to do like the liquid U, like the payment is due on Tuesday. And so then when I got to LA, I would be like, Bud Light, it has drinkability. Like nobody would hire me. And so then I started doing stand-up where I could kind of have my own, am I depressing you?
No.
I mean, it was like they would teach us like fencing. I didn't feel like it prepared me for, Hollywood, but I guess it did in a way. I mean, I was very, disciplined there. We would put a cork in our mouths and do a lot of vocal exercises. We would do the Alexander technique. We would do a lot of like, like for hours on end. So
yeah, too long.
Did you have the same experience?
I did. When I was there, they told me I was ridiculous. So and then
they told you were ridiculous?
Yeah, my teachers.
In what way?
Because they told me to start doing like comedy because they're like, you can't do Shakespeare.
Right. They were like, are you drunk?
Yes.
Like, they were like, you seem like you're drunk all the time.
But this is great.
I don't know. I feel like maybe you should bury your essence and then just do Shakespeare. Like everything that makes you, maybe don't do that and just do
I'm
Stella
just gonna do Shakespeare. That's
right.
it.
Right.
That's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't want to be too mean about it, though. It was a great place.
No, it definitely
I had
was.
some
No,
amazing
you're fine.
teachers. Some of them are, are dead now, and I just feel so happy that I got to learn from these legends. Because it's a different world. There aren't going to be people like that anymore.
But it's so interesting. I find that you got all this training, and then you're doing a period. You're playing a character in a period piece now.
Yeah, so maybe I'm slightly influenced somehow.
Definitely. And where did you study?
I mean, I had acting classes and stuff. I studied a little bit at ACT, but I didn't go to like a 2-year program or something. I never found a teacher that I loved in Los Angeles. I sort of went around and I was always looking for that. Like I did kind of want a guru who could unlock everything for me. I like wanted someone to maybe like be like,
they're not
get
in
your
LA.
shit together and do this and can't you see that? But I had none of that. They'd be like, here's a scene from American Pie. You're gonna be playing the girl and you'll play the guy. You have 20 minutes and come back and do it. And like, all right.
Well, that's the thing too. The difference between LA teachers, they'll teach you. They'll have you do scenes from movies. That's weird.
Yeah. Because
you
can watch it.
Because you've already watched it. You already, someo's already kind of emblazoned it in your mind, the performance. So
and the girl characters are always like, what's going on? Wait, what? Where are you going? Like that's like, I'm like, I'm not learning anything.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, I'm so happy that you guys are writing really deep and important female roles for females.
We're very inspired by women, and we always like to write our funny friends who are women and men, but we get particularly excited about women.
It's awesome.
So
That's super great. Thank you guys so much.
of course,
Thank you for having us.
us.